welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy or game design. I'm Ben Slinger, and with me, as always, is Travis Scott. Sorry, I was just going up there, I thought.
Hello. Sorry, I was taking a drink, and then you...
Yeah, that was bad timing. I did rush through that. I just thought I had a pattern there going with the pitch. Just accidentally, I thought, let's just see how far this goes.
Swig, and then you just sped up, and I'm like, damn you.
Well, I sped up because it felt natural to speed up.
So now that I've commented on that, you're going to have to leave that awkward pause in there while I'm swallowing my drink.
That's fine. I mean, we have sensitive microphones. I might be able to have. There might be a swallow in there that you just heard, listener. So you're welcome. Yeah, give me a clean swallow there, Trevor. There we go. Perfect. All right, we are going to continue with our random movie selection.
Yeah.
And we're going to make video games from them. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1 movie. We're each going to get a movie. And either based on the poster or the title or the synopsis, we're going to just use that as a jumping off point to create some video game ideas. So let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1 movie.
Yeah.
Sub Rosa.
Jaws.
Okay. So the synopsis of this one, it's from 2014. Bullied by his father to grow up, a teen fights between the love of his stepmother over his father's life. So sort of family drama, family drama.
Yeah. And when an insatiable...
what did you say? Jaws?
When an insatiable great white shark terrorizes the townspeople of Amity Island, the police chief, an oceanographer, and a grizzled shark hunter seek to destroy the bloodthirsty beast. Now, I read a word in there... While it fights between the love of its stepmother and father's love. I read a word in there. Amity. Yeah. Now, Amityville, there was a great horror...
No. Amityville horror or whatever. No. All right.
A ghost story where the ghost of a shark.
Oh, the ghost shark.
Ghost shark.
Has that been done? I feel like it could have been, but maybe not.
What if?
Okay.
What if? Okay. Jaws 2 never happened, or Jaws 4 never happened.
I literally have not seen any Jaws movies. Trevor's face just went slack. He's just like so disappointed in me.
Okay, I own all of them on DVD, even Jaws 4: The Revenge, just because you can't have the whole collection there without the worst movie. Mm-hmm. And I originally thought Jaws 3 was the worst movie, but no. It turns out that the police chief does eventually die, and mainly because I don't think he wanted anything to do with the fourth film.
The continuing franchise. Yeah.
But the idea that the untold story is the fact that he was actually haunted by this ghost shark.
So it is a sequel to Jaws.
It's a sequel to Jaws.
So the end of Jaws, they kill Jaws.
Yes.
Is the shark called Jaws?
I don't know.
It's just sort of the shark, but the movie's called Jaws.
It's Jaws because it's like, there's like sharks have mouths and they're quite often called jaws.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just was curious whether they actually like referred to the shark as it's Jaws. Jaws is coming. Get off the beach. Jaws is coming. Jaws.
The guy had, a little bit of a speech impediment. He was trying to actually say George. He named the shark George.
He named it George.
But everyone just thought he said Jaws, and that's just where he went.
Made more sense. Yeah. Okay,
it was actually just a dude in a shark costume, and his name was George.
It was just fucking George.
And that's why...
It's just George again. It's fine. That blood in the water is just the tomato sauce from his pie that he always eats when he's doing the shark thing.
Okay. I kind of like the idea. Your Sub Rosa was about a love story sort of happening, and I think
like a family, step family.
The police chief and his wife break up. He's just recently got remarried, and
his stepchild is a shark.
I'm thinking while he's this said teenage child was in love with the stepmother and all this sort of stuff. I like the idea
or wanted the love of the stepmother. I don't know if it was like a romantic. Anyway, I don't know. It might be.
It might be creepy. But I like the idea of it. As he's trying to get his teenager to saying, you just got to grow up,
right?
And then he has flashbacks to the shark.
Jaws.
Yep. And the dude in the shark costume, well, at least the face that comes out of the jaws.
We're sticking with that,
are we? I don't know. I'm just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
But we can sort of take this as, this is like the untold story about,
So it's sort of a family drama over the backdrop of the history of, the Jaws is in this guy's history, but it's mostly this familial dramatic story.
Yeah, but I can see that, as he's getting closer to death, because I think what's actually happening is
he's dying.
He's actually so stressed that he's, got his got a
heart palpitations.
Yeah, those sort of things.
The doctor puts the stethoscope on and he just ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. So you have
and
you have a bad case of instrumental heart.
Have you seen John Williams recently?
Have you seen or been in contact with any John Williams recently?
What do you mean? Sounds very John Williams.
Contagious.
Who's John Williams? He's a composer known to.
At a pitch, have you seen a Bear McCreary?
Okay, what sort of happens in this game? It's a platform.
I was always gonna go. It's like Pac-Man, and there's the ghost shark eating feelings or something.
It's okay. What it is it's a cross between a match 3 and a bubble. Where
okay.
If you don't clear it out fast enough, then the ghost shark comes along and
Right. But you're matching up your bubbles somehow?
Bubbles, thoughts, feelings. Because it's all happening in his
as
mind.
Represented by... Yeah.
In the heart level, you're actually matching up the birdum.
It's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm game. There's only one song.
That was a match 5 or whatever.
So you get the bonus. 3-1 movie.
3-2-1 movie.
I think we've eaten all the flesh off those bones. Dancer in the Dark.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Ooh, classic. That I remember nothing about, except that it's a classic.
From
this one's got Bjork in
though.
it. Oh, did they do a remake?
Must have.
Weird.
So I like the idea of just taking the name Adventures in Babysitting and none of the actual plot.
No, I don't think either of the plot of either of these. Dancer in the Dark is a very dramatic thing. Looks like.
Ooh, okay. The bad guy in this that these babysitters are trying to sort of get away from is the dancer.
The dancer. Okay, I do like the idea of kind of almost like a cross between Goonies and the Babysitters Club.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking as well.
Yeah, I mean, Adventures in Babysitting is kind of that already, but it's a group of babysitters and they're getting into sort of trouble or hijinks.
So the dancer
adventures.
Is actually like this TikTok level sort of prank thing that people put out, you know, saying that, you know, you got to be careful, the dancer in the dark will come get you, and like, the last thing you see is, you know, a shadow dancing towards you. And
it's like a TikTok trend, but it started to take on a life of its own as people are actually like going missing and stuff.
So it starts off, you're at this place babysitting these kids, and these kids have been on TikTok all night, and the last thing they saw was like the dancer in the dark thing, and they're scared. God. You know,
I just had
going to bed.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a really spooky image that the trend is to like do a particular TikTok dance at night in front of like the open doorway with it just being completely dark outside.
Oh no.
So like their backs are to the door. The camera's facing it. And that's the trend is to take that risk. But then
this is something that kids would do, and this is the most freakiest fucking thing. Oh,
it's
my God.
Getting right to the, you know, the crescendo of the song or whatever, and something just, you know, supernaturally fast just like comes through the door and pulls them out or something.
And what happens in this case is, you know, they've filmed themselves in front of the open door, and then they're watching it back, and you see a figure coming towards them, and the door's still open. And that's where the game starts. Like,
right. So, okay. Interesting.
And so I think it's a first person sort of thing of you now trying to get away. You hear something behind you, and like you it's an escort mission of having to escort the kid out.
Oh, could you go real full first person, like almost a Mirror's Edge style? Not like the full parkour, but just like the physicality of having to like grab onto open a door, grab onto a stair rail to like swing yourself around the corner to get up the stairs or whatever. Like, you know how in a horror movie they're always running up the stairs?
Yeah.
Somehow that looked like more enclosed space, but really keeping that physicality of pushing their bodies up against the door as something tries to break through.
Having a feeling of, you know, it's that It Follows thing of now that you've done that video, like, this thing is coming after you, and you've got to sort of survive the night. And I think the law is that you survive the night and you're okay. But I think...
But you can never post the video or something. Like, there's a tempting thing of...
Well, all the...
You do some research and find that all the people who have posted the trend where the figure was spotted or something have then, like, died the next day or something. Once it hits like 5 million views, or I don't know.
Well, because my thought is that one of the kids just instantly hit go live on TikTok, and it's already live.
Right.
And it's like that. Yeah. They think that if they survive the night, it's fine. But the real thing is, the dancer in the dark. It only comes out in the dark. But the dancer never said anything about. Like, it was just a single night. It's like, nope, this is every night for the rest of your life.
Every night now. That's the revelation at the end is, you're not safe at night ever again.
Well, night 1 is like this game. And then DLC, you've got night 2.
You just pick up in night 2. I feel like DLC would be, or follow-ups would be like a different family or something, or a different group of people, but...
or different babysitters. Or it's different TikTok videos. Like, you could come across, like, you know, Slender Man was in one of the DLCs, and
it's different TikTok based cryptids.
Adventures in Babysitting. That's what it is. It's like Adventures in Babysitting is all about navigating TikTok and destroying demons. I just wanted
like right, okay. Does this particular group of babysitters then just become like demon hunters at the end of this?
This one does. Or sets up like an international like babysitters club.
The IBC. However it ends.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, that's...
It ends with Bjork literally dancing, you know, in a creepy way, because she is she's always been the dancer in the dark. But it's
pulls the head off of the black morph suit that she's been wearing, and it goes shh.
And yeah, that was perfect 3-in-1 movie.
Mary.
What?
Doesn't give us much. Mary. That's just the name of it, is Mary.
A Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, okay. Mary's Night at the Roxbury. Let's do the synopsis, because there might be something in here. A struggling family buys an old ship at auction with high hopes of starting a charter business, only to discover her horrifying secrets on the isolated open waters. Okay, so I assume Mary is the ship in this case.
Okay, but I don't want to call it Mary. I want to call it the Roxbury.
Oh, it's a night on this ship.
A night on the Roxbury.
On a horror ship.
Okay,
I like this. Could we do, though, keeping the vibe of both of these movies? Is it possible to do a horror comedy game
about these two sort of two idiots that come across this ghost ship?
None of them, they were just like real posers and stuff, weren't they?
Despite being well into adulthood, brothers Doug and Steve Batavi still live at home and work in the flower shop owned by their dad. They exist only to hit on women at discos, though they're routinely unsuccessful until a chance run-in with Richard Grieco gets them inside the swank Roxbury Club.
Right.
So
there's Will Ferrell and who?
Chris Kattan.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we go with the same characters specifically, but they could have a couple of doofuses.
I kind of like the idea.
They get on the wrong ship. They think they are going onto a party ship.
Oh, I just like it that these are two like rich sort of guys sailing daddy's yacht.
Oh, okay.
And there's a massive storm. They kind of get beached up on a reef.
Yeah.
There's a massive hole in their ship, and then they see like this older looking ship just a little bit in the distance, and they manage to get over there and climb on board, and it's the Roxbury.
Right. Okay. And then stuff starts happening.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a little bit of a comedic Obra Dinn sort of feel.
Oh, okay.
Of you sort of seeing, you know, shit has gone down on this boat, and
yeah,
there's bloodstains.
I do like the idea of that kind of uncovering of stuff, but with just stupid banter back and forth between these people.
Yeah, it's co-op because you got two of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. That's fine. And then just, yeah. So you have to like... Okay, so is it a bit more puzzle-solvey?
Yeah, a bit more puzzle-solvey. You're not necessarily trying to work out who each person was, and you're not doing the whole death thing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But just the idea of something creepy happening on a boat, you know, it pretty much invokes... And then you can, I kind of do like the idea apparitions and that sort of stuff. Like,
yeah, and I do kind of like the idea of figuring out who the people are on the manifest or whatever, right? Like you've got names, and as you see these apparitions or as you uncover stuff, you're figuring out who all the people were that were involved.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily like the goal of the game is to name is to fill out the manifest, but you've got some level of record keeping there.
The manifest is just for those completionists, but you know that's where a lot of the fun is, like as well.
And I think it's just it's a way of keeping track of what you found. Yeah. Basically,
I like there being being sort of like a murder mystery sort of thing that, you know, someone is going around killing these people, and it may not be, could it be this person? And then you find out later on, no, this person died. Like,
yeah.
And then you're wondering, when did this all go down?
Oh, could it be that okay, I just had an interesting idea. that you find your way onto the boat, but it's not that you immediately know that some shit's gone down. That it's full of people. But as you talk to these people, you realize they're all ghosts. And as you like figure out what's happened to them, they disappear. Mm-hmm. Except as you go through this, you realize the person who killed all these people is still on the boat. They are one of them. And you don't know who it is. And you're almost eliminating all the other ghosts as you figure out what happened to them.
Oh. And
like that could really give it.
there's something about being in a room and you kind of work this out. And there's all these people there and they all just disappear. And then there's a guy like in this raincoat with like his head covered,
one guy left
who just turns and looks. And it's like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's definitely the level of humour we're going for as well. It's just dumb puns in tense moments.
They run and close the door, and when they open it up again, like, it's not there anymore. And it's like, is it actually a ghost? Is it someone who is actually still around and all this sort of stuff? You've just been talking to these people. Oh, because that gets even more creepy. The less people there are, the more chance.
That's it, right?
Like,
and so you've almost got these set pieces, sort of, or at least different scenes where different people are hanging out, and you eliminate one of them, you eliminate, you do get it down. But I do like the idea that the final one, you like figure out that there was essentially like a mass killing, or like 7 people died at once. And they're all in this room.
Yeah.
There's 8 people in this room.
Well, there's 10 people in this room, including you two.
Well, including yourselves. But, yeah, 7 of them disappear. And, like, it's basically the person who's left is the killer. And then you're like, oh, fuck, they're actually still here.
Yeah, there's something creepy about that. Like, and then you could have, the hard part will be, how do you make sure that they're both in the room together? Like, when the
players,
yeah,
I think you'd just have some sort of you can only trigger the like discoveries together or something. You solve that somehow, and then it pulls out into a side thing, and it's a wacky side-scrolling like escape from. It's like a Scooby-Doo-esque.
You can run into doors and come out of different ones. You go through a door and you come out a different door.
Yeah, exactly. And ends with you just jumping off the boat and swimming away as like your dad, the Coast Guard or whatever, comes to finally save you.
Yep. Oh, no, Daddy was rich, remember? Your daddy's got...
Oh, yeah.
Typical...
Your uncle.
I'm thinking typical...
Oh, he sounds like his yacht.
I'm thinking typical captain hat, a scarf and, sort of a blue jacket, and he's on the front of the Coast Guard going, over here, boys. He's got that...
Right. Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1 movie. Ooh, this is an older one from 1985. After Hours.
Mainstream.
Ooh.
From 2021.
An ordinary word processor, not the application, a person who processes words, I assume. This is early days of computers and things. Has the worst night of his life after he agrees to visit a girl in Soho whom he met that evening at a coffee shop. So...
Mm-hmm.
Things ensue.
A young woman thinks she's found the path to internet stardom when she starts making YouTube videos with a charismatic stranger, until the dark side of viral celebrity threatens to ruin them both.
The Dancer in the Dark. Okay. I like the idea of there being someone whose job is a word processor in 2023. Or it's like some boss who just still refers to this person who does data entry or like types up things into Microsoft Word as the word processor. Just really disparagingly. Like they're a piece of software.
Why would I pay you, $30,000 a year when I could just buy an Office 365 subscription for $79 for the whole year?
Or this person is convinced their boss that a word processor is a human, like that needs a job just so they can keep their job. But it's a horrible job. Basically, I think maybe it's that this guy who is a word processor, he has a horrible, like, mind-numbing job.
Mm-hmm.
He meets some girl in a coffee shop and she is a influencer, like she's a TikTok star or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is where the dark side of it or whatever comes in.
Yeah. I think she could have, she found a way to, internet stardom from some other guy, and it's sort of like both stories sort of mixing together, that these two people are going to try and help each other out of this.
Okay. So she's wrapped up in the dark side of certain, like, the pressures of being an influencer and
having to get, daily videos out and all this sort of stuff to keep the views are coming.
Right.
And she's been hassled by, like, the internet pimp.
Yeah, she's got, there's someone who essentially helped her get to fame, but is now, basically being abusive and exploiting her.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. How does a game like this play out? What are we thinking?
I was gonna say
like a heavy rain. Yeah.
But I think more dialogue driven, or even a Disco Elysium sort of thing could work.
With those role playing aspects?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see it being a bit of an isometric. You can really get the moody coffee shop at night and very dialogue driven. That'd be cool. And then, are you like...
Well, what I was thinking is you could then, go sort of surrealistic with the word processing, in the fact that this guy's so bored that, like, in his mind, he's got these, like, role-playing-esque things of...
Right. The different apps. He's got fucking Clippy in his head.
And
because he's on a very old version of Microsoft Word.
It's still 98. It's still Windows 98.
Yeah. His boss
or it's Millennium Edition or something, one of the worst things that you could literally be on.
I do like that idea of him being this sort of strangely broken man who sees the world through Windows 98 era apps. Microsoft Bob. Fucking, what was the goddamn, what was the stupid purple, the toolbar thing that you could download?
Bonsai Buddy.
Bonsai Buddy, maybe. Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of.
Oh my god.
He's just riddled. His brain is riddled with toolbars and viruses and malware.
Okay,
and Clippy.
So that's him. On the other side, she's got to have she's got to be kind of broken with.
She's broken in a modern way. Memes and constantly scrolling. Her thoughts can only last 3 minutes, whatever it is.
It's all Snapchat.
TikTok and Snapchat and instant messaging style things.
I kind of like this.
Her memory works like a Pinterest board or something. Is Pinterest still around a thing? I don't know.
I'm not up to date with today's apps.
With all those youth apps.
I still can't believe that Twitter's still a thing.
I mean, barely hanging on.
Sorry, Titter.
What? Did he make that joke recently?
He recently painted the W out of the Twitter on the goddamn
fucking pathetic.
I know. He literally painted the same background because he got told by the landowners, the building owner, that he wasn't allowed to take the W off. So he just painted the same color as the background just so that he could. So that
God, he's a fucking child.
I know. Let that sink in.
And the worst type of child. Yes, that's the sort of shit that's in her head. And yeah, I like that idea of like you go back and forth between their perspectives and their inner kind of monologues. And Inner Sim, I like sort of the way that Disco Elysium split up like you had sort of the main scene and then you had where the dialogue came up on the right.
Yeah.
But it's much more apt. Like it's like a representation of their brain. Like the guy's has a fucking start button down in the bottom corner
and his has like ICQ.
A recycle bin.
Or...
Yeah. Anytime he has a thought, the ICQ sound goes. Or at least a certain type of, his personality. That'd be triggering for some people too.
And then there'd be those millennials going, "What the fuck is this? ICQ."
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just got that. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's cool. It's definitely riffing off of Disco Elysium pretty closely, but I like that. I like that take on it. That could be fun.
Yeah.
To represent the inner thoughts in those different ways.
Should we end with a nice quick fun one?
All right, let's see if we can just quickly lightning round one out. 3, 2, 1 movie. Deep.
After Porn Ends 2.
Thank you for joining us this week. That deep could be the subtitle to that, Look, there is a place where we could do a somewhat serious, follow a porn star and explore the, ups and downs of that life.
I mean, this looks to have been like a documentary after.
Yes, I expect so. Yeah,
but just those two words together, I think we just leave it there. That's the perfect button to finish on. we were gifted those lovely words together, and just imagine the game that we came up with Deep and After the Porn Ends too.
That's right. So thank you for joining us this week on Bitstorm. If you want to find any of our previous episodes, go to podchaser.com/Bitstorm and check them out and leave us a review. We'd love that.
If you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure. I didn't see anyone put up anything yet, but then again, the episode did go up late this time, so those 13 copies of Kirita's Containment Failure is still up for offer. Up for grabs. Give us a review on Podchaser, and post a screenshot, send it to us, tag us.
We'll post you one of these.
Yep. Then slide into our DMs and
So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I'm Dirk Deep.